Let's shut the door. Let's get this going.
This is Savannah Hernandez for Action 7 News. I'm out here on the streets of Austin today because James Gunn, director of Guardians of the Galaxy, was recently fired by Disney. Now, a lot of people are really upset about this, and they started a petition with over 260,000 signatures to get him rehired. So I'm out here on the streets today to ask them if they think he should be rehired, what they think about the tweets, and what they think about Roseanne's situation in comparison to this one.
A lot more people do a lot more worse. I mean, out and open, say a lot more worse and type a lot more worse. I'm trying to figure out why that's targeted. Hollywood does have that in there, but it's clear that the action taken was the appropriate action.
I like it when little boys touch me in my silly place. If even just one of these, no, I would not approve of him being reinstated after tweeting things like this. Even if, I mean, was he hacked? Or was this actually him?
No, this is actually him, and I think there was actually over 10,000 of these that were deleted.
Yeah, no, I think that's completely unacceptable.
So you think it was right for them to fire him for these tweets?
I agree, yeah, especially as the proponent of Disney. I mean, he's one of the people who should have the most politically correct conversations on Twitter, especially regarding kids. So I think that's completely unacceptable.
Because I think he made some good movies, and he was making some bad jokes that were years ago. I don't think he should be fired now for that when his employer knew very well that those tweets existed back then.
What do you think about the tweets?
I think they were terrible.
Right.
Yeah, they weren't funny.
Yeah, do you guys want to read some of the tweets here?
They were
No, I
terrible.
actually know what they are, but I disagree with you, right? Because right now we're holding everybody else accountable for something they did 15 years ago, but we're going to give this guy a pass because he directs good movies.
That's a good point.
So, like, yeah, these are awful. The things that the president's saying is awful, and all these other people. But it's like, if one's accountable, they all need to be accountable.
At face value, those don't look very well. But again, I'm not deep enough in the issue to have any opinion one way or the other.
Whoa.
Yeah, so these are all these are the reason he got fired.
One of them, yeah.
These are the reason that he got fired. These are from 2012, but people are now petitioning to get him rehired, saying that these happened a long time ago, so he shouldn't be fired for them.
That's the thing about the internet, right? Once it's on there, it stays there forever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Is that
Yeah.
fair?
I mean, I do believe that people can learn from their mistakes. You do want to make sure people can learn from mistakes, but those are pretty profound statements. I think part of it's just the ability to keep on spinning the machine and asking provocative questions and seeing where people are going to get spun up on it. So I think that's part of it. You know, I think if given time for people to consider the statements and things like that, individuals oftentimes will be much more common in their thoughts and statements. But when it's spun in the press, oftentimes you get the polarization of people.
I don't know if what the motivation for the folks that wanted to get rid of Roseanne were, but clearly I would say this is a good life lesson, right? You know, people tend to pop off and say things that, you could say in a conversation and, that's not documented forever. But you put it on Twitter, you put it out on the social media in that spectrum, and it's accessible for the rest of your life, right? So, maybe think about that before you put something out there. But
Yeah, that's definitely not appropriate for social media. That's yeah. I mean, if we're gonna set a precedent, like with the whole Roseanne thing, I think we need to stick to our guns. Like, if you're going to go on social media and spout hate speech, then you should be willing to suffer the consequences for that. Like, there's a time and a place for everything, and discretion is important.
Do you think he should have been fired?
Yeah, absolutely, especially if he's representing a company like Disney now, which is a brand that is facing children. I definitely agree with its termination.
What do you think about the tweets?
I think they're inappropriate, but at the same time, I understand that at the time, his audience isn't necessarily aligned with what Disney's current audience is.
Okay, one last question. What was the last thing that y'all tweeted out in all caps?
I don't have Twitter.
I've never tweeted anything in all caps.
What do y'all think of Trump's tweet towards Iran?
I think it was pretty terrible.
How come?
Because he's a president of the United States. If these viewers didn't know that, and he's tweeting like a child.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, at some point we should just cut his thumbs off so he can't tweet anymore. But that's pretty messed up. He's making threats with all caps. It's just not right. It's not presidential.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever tweeted in all caps. Isn't that like, meaning you're yelling when you tweet in all caps? Yeah,
Yes.
no, I'm a soft-spoken guy.
So I'm very supportive. I think that his last statement there, "Be cautious," is actually the most poignant part of his conversation there, where he said, "You have to recognize that you are talking to and saying things about the most powerful and, from a constructive standpoint, the most generous nation in the world." And we have both the ability to, carry a heavy stick as well as an olive branch. Be cautious in what you're saying.
I was wondering if Trump's tweets were going to come into this. As far as this tweet in particular, never ever threaten the United States again or you will suffer consequences the likes of which few throughout history have ever suffered before. It seems like this is the kind of thing that he maybe could have a civil conversation with someone. I mean, I really don't even want to get started on Trump's tweets because of how little I agree with him.
I have no idea what the President of the United States is tweeting about these days, and I don't follow it either.
Well, y'all, there is no surprise to the shock and disgust that we saw on people's faces when they read James Gunn's tweets for the first time. And apparently nobody in America tweets in all caps, and Trump needs to get a hold of his Twitter account. This has been Savannah Hernandez for Infowars.com. Hey guys, my name is Savannah Hernandez, and if you're always on the go like me, then you're not always tied to your computer or TV. So we just released our free Infowars official app. The Infowars official app includes all of our live broadcasts like War Room with Owen Schroyer, Real News with David Knight, and the holy grail of podcast and radio, The Alex Jones Show. And the best part about the Infowars official app is that every single time we go live, you get notifications so that you never miss a beat. The Infowars official app integrates some of the most up-to-date news stories, reports, and specials from the InfoWarsStore.com. So whether you're in the car or on a run, this app makes it easy to keep the Infowar right in your pocket. So what are you waiting for? Download the Infowar official app for tomorrow's news today for free from the Apple Store or in Google Play.